the rat from the Chronicles of Narnia. And I'm going to introduce to you to the most amazing person, my creator, the author who wrote the book. None other than C.S. Lewis, a man of wisdom. Let's learn more. Now, why do you think people say that C.S. Lewis is a man of wisdom? Let's watch to learn more about it. Number 1. The childhood tragedy. Now, wisdom is using knowledge, your experiences, and how you understand things in the best way you can. Now, C.S. Lewis experienced a great tragedy or hardship with losing his mom from cancer when he was only grade 3 to 4, only 9 years old. He prayed, really prayed, passionately prayed to God for God to heal his mom and let her live. But in the end, she still died. Now, C.S. Lewis started to not believe in God because of this tragedy. He became an atheist. An atheist is someone who believes that there is no God, that God does not exist.
Number 2. The search for truth. Wisdom is understanding truth and knowing what is right. C.S. Lewis at first did not understand the reason why God allowed his mother's death to happen. That during that time, he experienced war, and it made him ask the questions, is there meaning? Is there truth? Is there more than what we see?
C.S. Lewis searched through facts, reason, theology, science, even myths. He doesn't settle for shallow answers. He sought truth wherever it could be found. After years of searching, C.S. Lewis finally found what he wasn't expecting. The truth is what he once denied when he became an atheist. In his words, he said, "I gave in and admitted that God was God." C.S. Lewis perhaps was the most reluctant convert to Christianity there ever was in all England during that time. After his mom's death and after becoming an atheist, C.S. Lewis now once again was a Christian.
And upon studying who God is through the Bible, through history, and through science, C.S. Lewis now knows and understands the truth.
Wisdom isn't just about knowing facts. It is the courage to ask the hard questions. It is to wrestle with doubt and to seek the truth with humility.
Number 3. Seeing God's hand in all things. Wisdom is seeing God working in every experience of life. It is knowing that God has His reasons why He allows things to happen. So in C.S. Lewis's life, first losing his mom, and afterwards in the war, C.S. Lewis started to see God's hand and how He is working.
C.S. Lewis, while finding the truth, began to write a lot of books about Christianity. And actually, in one of his books, Surprised by Joy, he met Joy Davidman, who became his wife. After writing about once again finding joy in his book, Surprised by Joy, which his friends jokingly said was about his wife, but it's really not, Lewis will find himself in another tragedy and experience pain. C.S. Lewis will lose his wife Joy to cancer once again, just like his mother. After his wife's death, C.S. Lewis' faith and his belief about God's goodness was shaken. He was thinking, how come a good God will allow such things to happen to him? He looked for the reason for his suffering. And C.S. Lewis wrote the book A Grief Observed, which tells about not overcoming grief, but learning to live with the loss, and the life forever changed. He says grief is like losing a limb, wherein having lost a leg, you have to learn to walk again. In his book A Grief Observed, which Lewis wrote after his wife's death, his last words were "Poi si torno all'eterna fontana," which means then she turned back to the eternal fountain. This is a line from Dante's book Paradiso. It tells of Dante's journey through heaven guided by Beatrice, which symbolizes theology. Lewis is saying that his wife has returned to God, our eternal source of life and grace. And Lewis has found peace with God even through the tragedy. The ending also tells us of C.S. Lewis' return to a state of peace with God despite continuous suffering with the death of his wife Joy. The end of the book also tells us of the change in C.S. Lewis from the extreme pain and grief that he experienced throughout the book to a more settled, even if still painful, acceptance. C.S. Lewis learned to accept and find peace in God's will. He now knows that God has his reason why he allowed things to happen. And this is wisdom. Number 4, sharing life experiences. Wisdom is making mistakes, learning from our mistakes, and sharing what you've learned to others. C.S. Lewis wrote books about his life experiences, his research, and the mistakes he made. He wrote about the things that he learned and how he was able to find the truth and joy and continue doing and believing what is right and true. He returned to his faith in Jesus. In addition, C.S. Lewis used his wisdom to benefit the work of God. His wisdom is for God's glory. And this is why C.S. Lewis is a man of wisdom. He used his knowledge and experiences in the best way that he can. He searched for truth to understand truth and know what is right. He sees God working in every experience of his life, and he knows that God has his reasons why he allows things to happen. C.S. Lewis made mistakes in his life, but he learned from his mistakes and shared what he'd learned to others. How about you? Are you a man or a woman of wisdom? How will you have wisdom? And how will you apply wisdom in your life? Let's think about it and discuss in our class. Go Wisers! C.S. Lewis said, "I believe in Christ like I believe in the sun, not because I can see it, but because by it, Jesus, I can see everything else."